when you are dealing with people, okay, in your reality, and these people are asking you about whatever it is that you know you're manifesting, whether it be a job, a person, anything you can think of, a trip, you respond how you need to, but you remind yourself you can't mess up your manifestation. You can never do anything wrong because everything is always working out for you. Now that you're here, before we start the video, I would love to invite you to come and join the free Discord community. It's a manifestation community that I created where you can connect with other like-minded people. You can share success stories, get answers to your questions, share subliminals, and a whole bunch more. So if that is something that you would be interested in, the link will be in the description below. Also, on February 3rd, I will be making live a consistency workshop. This workshop is going to be focused on being consistent and being disciplined for 4 weeks. You're going to pick one desire, and there are weekly live stream check-ins. There are new videos that you get each week, daily journal prompts, and different activities that you show up for yourself with in this workshop, okay? So if you feel like you are somebody who needs accountability, you feel like you are not being consistent as the version of you who has what they want, then feel free to look in the description below. There is going to be a link for you to sign up for the wait list. I haven't made it live yet, but once I make it live, you will get an email, so that way you can start on day one on February 3rd. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into the video. So someone asked me if I could talk about basically how to respond when people are asking you questions in your 3D, and it's basically pertaining to your manifestation. So a lot of times this will be maybe in reference to a job, maybe in reference to an SP. So let's talk about it. I'm really going to give y'all my experience and what I do with things like this, especially like for me. I work for myself, so I don't really have to go and look for jobs and stuff like that. But as far as like when it's dealing with SPs and stuff, sometimes, you don't want to tell people what you have going on. I really don't believe in telling people what you're manifesting, especially if people's mindset is not the same as yours. So if you know that there are people around you who have more of a limited and negative mindset, then yes, I definitely advise you to keep your desires to yourself. Do not tell them anything, because if you are also somebody who is easily influenced and you tell your friend or family or whoever this person is about your manifestation, you tell them about something that you're manifesting and they have a negative response back to you and you're easily influenced, what is that going to make you do? You may go waver, you may go spiral and dwell and just lose your mind, and I don't want you all having to experience stuff like that. So yes, it is better to keep your desires to yourself. Now, if you have somebody in your corner that thinks the same way that you do, that understands that you can create your reality, or is just more of an open-minded person, then I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing your desires with them. As long as it's not somebody who is going to be pressuring you or asking for an update all the time. And, that could also be triggering if you are manifesting something, but you have somebody constantly checking in with you. So anything yet, what's new? That could be triggering for you, especially if you haven't physically experienced it yet and you are somebody who is working on your mindset. You are, learning how to continue to decide, and you're learning how to constantly keep your thoughts in check, so you're only focused on that version of you who has it. Then somebody who is constantly like picking, okay, well, what's new? Do you have any updates for me? What's happening? Like, what's the word? Has anything happened yet? No, you don't want to deal with stuff like that. Then maybe lay off from telling, those kind of people what you're manifesting. And again, even if you do tell people, or you've already told somebody what you're manifesting, don't panic and don't freak out, okay? Because remember, it's your reality. It is your perspective. So it just does not affect you. Things only affect you if you believe that they affect you, or if you allow them to affect you. So I highly recommend, even if you've told somebody already about something that you're manifesting and they had whatever kind of, comment or response back, you can just say in your mind what you would have desired to hear them say. So this basically brings me into the topic of the video, which is how do you respond to people in your 3D reality whenever you are manifesting things. So I want to stay on topic with an SP, because let's just say, for instance, you share that you are manifesting a specific person to your best friend, all right? And your best friend is constantly asking you, okay, so what's up with this person? And maybe y'all are in no contact, but in your mind, y'all are in constant communication all the time. This person loves talking to you, they love being with you, they can't go a day without seeing you. And that's the version of you that you've continued to be. But then you have somebody in your physical reality that's asking you, hey, like, have y'all talked? What's going on? And you don't know how to respond. I get how that can make you feel. It can make you feel like, oh, do I tell them what I've been affirming, or do I tell them what's really going on? Then that's going to mess up my manifestation. And it just goes into a whole whirlwind of things. I do believe in just doing what feels right, okay? Because the thing is, you can never mess up your manifestation. All realities exist, all possibilities exist. So every possible outcome that you could experience where you get your manifestation at the end, all of those realities exist, including the one where you may answer and you may say, oh, we're still in no contact, but I'm not worried about it. That doesn't affect your manifestation, in my opinion, because you're just saying what you need to say to get this person out of your business, right? You're just saying what you need to say. You're responding how you need to, so there isn't no extra conversation. And even if that person was to ask you, okay, so y'all are in no contact, but how are you going to manifest that person? Or does that mean your manifestation isn't working? You have every single right to shut them down, okay? You have every single right to tell them, honestly, I don't even want to talk about this right now. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about you. What's going on in your life? And that's something that I will do personally. I sometimes don't like to share things, especially if there are things that I am kind of being more personal about, or maybe even notice that I'm more sensitive about, then I'm not going to share. I'm not going to tell, because I don't want to have to talk about it with you, and I don't want to have to hear your responses, right? So I deal with the 3D however I see fit, and I respond however I decide to, because I know that I can't mess up my manifestation. And I think that is the key here. That's the most important part here, is when you are dealing with people, okay, in your reality, and these people are asking you about whatever it is that you're manifesting, whether it be a job, a person, anything you can think of, a trip. You respond how you need to, but you remind yourself you can't mess up your manifestation. You can never do anything wrong, because everything is always working out for you. That gives you a peace of mind. Now, I'm not saying go out and just dwell and spiral and say a whole bunch of negative stuff to a bunch of people and just start complaining. That's not what I'm saying here. Like, if your SP is in no contact and you want to go bitch and complain about it, like, oh, well, they aren't messaging me, and I think about them, but they don't text me back, and I see them watching my stories, but they don't ever call me. Like, that's not what I'm saying do. That's not what I'm saying do. What I'm saying is, when they ask you, we still haven't talked yet, but it's okay, I'm not worried about it, and leave it at that. Leave it at that. Minimal detail, minimal information. You're just saying what you need to say, because you cannot mess up your manifestation. And I intend that makes sense. Another thing that I personally do, if I am faced with something in my reality, which usually it is, again, dealing with people. So say I'm manifesting an SP and a friend of mine knows about it, and they want to say something negative about the SP that I am affirming, and that I am, in my mind, created this reality where we are together. But in my physical, my friend is saying something negative about them. What I will do is I will go in my imagination in that moment, because you can do it so fast. I will go in my imagination in that moment, and I will hear them say something totally opposite. So, for example, I can have a friend say, oh, well, you need somebody different because they're no good for you. Then I will hear them say that whoever they're talking to is no good for them. And it could come off as petty. It could come off as, well, you don't want to say that because you don't want that person that they like to not be good for them. I don't care. I don't care. Because if you can fix your lips to say something negative about somebody that I desire to experience in my reality, then you can say the same thing about a person that you are dealing with in your reality. I don't see any wrong with that. But again, that's just me, and I'm sharing what I do. So go into your imagination and hear them say something totally different. Now, you could be more positive in that aspect, more positive than me, and you could hear them say something like, oh, that person is so great for you. I'm so happy you finally found love. You can hear them say that, right, in your imagination. So now you're giving your subconscious what the truth is. You're giving your subconscious what you actually heard. Because remember, all realities exist right now. All timelines, all versions of you, everything exists right now. And you experiencing it in your imagination is you experiencing that version of reality in real time in that very moment. So somebody can say something to you, you can instantly hear something different, and now you have just experienced that version of reality. That is what you accepted and gave to your subconscious mind. That is what is going to be manifested into your experience, right? So even in that moment, somebody, they may apologize. They may say, you know what, I'm sorry, that was harsh. I shouldn't have said that. Or the next time you meet up with them, they don't ask, or they just have something more positive to say. But the whole idea behind all of this, the one important thing that I want you to remember is no matter how you respond to people in your reality, when they're asking about things you're manifesting, no matter how you respond, as long as you are not dwelling and complaining, and I'm talking about dragging it out, you can make a statement just to, okay, go on. I've dealt with that the way I need to deal with it. It's the same as if you're manifesting money and you have an unexpected bill come in. You don't cry, dwell, and spiral about this bill. You tell yourself how much money you have and you just say, okay, I'm going to pay it. I may not have enough, but I'm going to go ahead and pay it. But I know I have more than enough money. I know that I have more than enough money. You may have to tell a bill collector, hey, I don't have enough for this right now. But that's just you maintaining the 3D reality. And that's just for my own personal opinion. If this does not resonate, it is totally fine, because everybody's opinion is not going to be for everybody, okay? But just remember, you cannot mess up your manifestation. There is nothing you can do that will mess it up. Remind yourself of that. Even if you had to state the opposite to somebody just to get them to be quiet, just to get them to shh, so you don't have to hear it, okay? Another thing that I want to touch on is if you are manifesting something specific where most of the time it's a person and people in your reality keep bringing them up or keep talking about them, and it's triggering because maybe the SP that you are manifesting is somebody that your friends and family know, that they're acquainted with, and they keep bringing this person up, and you notice that it's triggering for you, I believe you have every single right to ask them, hey, I don't really want to talk about that person. Can we find something else to talk about? If y'all want to talk about them, can you just do it when I'm not around, please? And people should respect what it is that you're asking. And if they don't, then maybe you need to reconsider who you're hanging out with. That's just my unpopular opinion. But yeah, people should respect how you feel. So if you don't want to talk about somebody, if you don't want to hear about somebody because you are affirming something for them, you have decided that this person is your person and y'all are together, but people in your reality are stating the opposite, then just shut it down. Find the nice, most polite way if you can to shut it down. But again, just remember, don't allow anything to affect you, because at the end of the day, nothing is more powerful than you. Nothing can outweigh your beliefs and what you decide on. So as long as you decide that things are that it's the way that it is, you decide that this is how it is, then that's how it has to be. Don't worry about anything else. Don't let it worry you, okay? I intend that this answers your questions. If you have any other questions for me or comments, please leave them down below. If you are interested in any type of coaching services from me, go ahead and look in the description below. Also, because my birthday is tomorrow at midnight, I am going to do a flash sale for my email coaching for 24 hours only, okay? So for the entire day of my birthday, I will have all email coaching on sale. And since I have reached level 34, it will be 34% off for 24 hours only. So all of my coaching, all of my membership information, whether it's on YouTube or Patreon, everything is in the description below. Find what you need. Just click around. Everything is laid out. So simple, so easy. Just click around down there and find what you want. Other than that, if you watch this video until the end, I appreciate you so much, and I will see y'all in the next video.